The finals of the Pokémon Scramble are here. The winner's finals match pits Flarolyn against Kallisti. Whoever loses that match will face Ariachiba in loser's finals, and the winner of that match will advance to the grand finals to face an undefeated team, and will need to defeat them twice in a row. So let's get started with Flarolyn versus Kallisti in winners finals. Flarolyn's team, coming off what I considered a surprise victory over Jen, showed that her team had more lasting power than I thought. Though her team has not gotten strong performances from Ursaluna Blood Moon in recent matches, the rest of her team has been stepping up, with particularly Lumineon and Guzzlord having strong impacts in her most recent battle. The list of Kallisti's opponents doesn't have a strong name to include on their resume. Though most of their victories have been without much doubt, Kallisti hasn't had to flex their muscles incredibly hard to get victories in most cases. With an Ultra Beast and a Pokémon the caliber of Ursaluna Blood Moon on the opposite side of the field, Kallisti will have to dig deeper than they have been forced to thus far in order to pull out a victory. Kallisti's team has 2.5 dragons, when you count the Mega Evolving Sceptile, and both Lumineon and Ursaluna Blood Moon have fairy attacks to severely punish any swaps. Arceus versus Guzzlord. Ursaluna Blood Moon versus Mega Sceptile. Who will win when Flarolyn faces Kallisti? Kallisti starts off with Arceus, Flarolyn with Ursaluna Blood Moon, and Kallisti is going to swap, and a Blood Moon will be used! Grimmsnarl, incredibly tanky, still manages to survive. It's going to use Parting Shot to reduce Ursaluna's stats, as Ursaluna uses Moonblast. Will Flarolyn keep the Blood Moon in? No, it's going to swap to Scolipede as Stealth Rocks are applied to the battlefield. Future swaps will be punished by that damage. Poison Jab going to land on Arceus, Scolipede getting a speed boost. But Flarolyn swapping back to Blood Moon Ursaluna to tank in extreme speed. Leftovers healing Ursaluna a bit. And Kallisti going to swap again, but Grimmsnarl can't handle a second Blood Moon. That swap is now off the table. Flarolyn up 1-0. Sceptile comes in as Flarolyn swaps to Guzzlord and eats a Leaf Storm very well. Sceptile's special attack going to be dramatically reduced and going to leave the battlefield for Arceus. Knock off, going to take away the Silk Scarfs from Arceus. Guzzlord swaps over to Blood Moon Ursaluna again, which can tank extreme speed. Kallisti has traditionally swapped here, but going to use extreme speed again, and Blood Moon going to kill Arceus. Flarolyn up by 2, but Blood Moon Ursaluna very badly hurt. It's definitely slower than Haxorus, which is going to use Mastiff, going to intimidate Haxorus, and that will make it survive, but it misses the play rough. The fairy move not going to land, and that's going to spell Mastiff's defeat. Haxorus still locked into Outrage, won't kill Lumineon, and Haxorus, now confused, suffers a scald. Will it burn? No. Haxorus, though confused, uses another Outrage, killing Lumineon. Flarolyn, now down by 1 Pokemon, lands a Poison Jab on Haxorus. Scolipede will survive and gain a speed boost. It's going to kill Haxorus. We're even on total Pokemon. Scolipede has a speed boost. What will it do with Noivern? It will hit Poison Jab and die to Flamethrower. Flarolyn down to just Kingler and Guzzlord. Guzzlord out now against Noivern. Draco Meteor super effective into the Dragon type. It's all on Kingler for Flarolyn. Can Kingler defeat Noivern first? It survives a Draco Meteor and throws a Stomping Tantrum, which is not going to work into Noivern. A Crab Hammer will be resisted, and Noivern will land another Draco Meteor, sending Flarolyn down into losers finals and advancing Kallisti into grand finals. Kallisti's early strategy was to chip away at Ursaluna Blood Moon by resisting Blood Moon damage with Grimmsnarl and catching it with chip damage on entry from Stealth Rocks as well as extreme speeds from Arceus. And ultimately, that missed play rough from Mastiff that could have killed the Haxorus may have made the difference. If Flarolyn can get past Ariachiba, Perhaps things go a little bit differently next time if that play rough lands. But for now, Kallisti, sitting pretty in winners finals, will await the winner of our next matchup. There's no time for rest for Flarolyn, as she must now face off against Ariachiba to determine who will reach the grand finals and who will take third place in the tournament. Flarolyn may be fresh off a defeat from Kallisti, but I'm not sure what on Ariachiba's team can withstand a Blood Moon the way Grimmsnarl did in the previous match. With strong resistance against fire, Flarolyn just needs to keep Scolipede away from Ho-Oh and Pyroar, and will have a decent time dealing with those two. Ariachiba's team looking to put on the ultimate comeback story, having been defeated in round 1 and having made it all the way here to losers finals. If she can get just one more victory, she can go on to grand finals and potentially win the whole thing, having been in elimination matches the entire way through the tournament. Both of these teams have a little bit of type overlap. Both teams have defeated strong opponents on their way here. Both teams have gotten significant contributions from all of their Pokemon. Let's find out who will advance and who will be third place in the Pokémon Scramble. Flarolyn faces Ariachiba in losers finals right now. Ariachiba starting out with Basculegion, Flarolyn with Mabostiff. Ariachiba gonna swap to Ho-Oh. And Ariachiba swaps away to Luxray, and it eats a crunch, burning itself. Ariachiba doing a lot of swapping thus far as Mabostiff just continues to land damage. Play Rough is resisted by Pyroar. Flarolyn gonna swap over to Guzzlord. That takes 50% from a Terra Blast. It's going to survive, possibly thanks to its leftovers, and use Knockoff to remove the choice specs. Pyroar a little less damaging now, but it will finish off Guzzlord. Ariachiba takes the lead. Flarolyn in with Scolipede, going to land a Poison Jab on Basculegion. That will be resisted. Speed Boost brings Scolipede up. It's going to use Earthquake. Responded with but the Focus Sash will keep Scolipede alive. Poison Jab lands, but will not be enough to kill. Flarolyn down 2 Pokemon. Intimidating Basculegion, not particularly helpful. Ho-Oh comes in on a Play Rough. That is going to resist the Fairy move thanks to being a Fire type. Flarolyn swaps over to Kingler. Ariachiba brings in Pyroar, which is going to be faster than Kingler, and land a Dark Pulse, which will flinch the Kingler. Overheat, though resisted, will be enough to kill Kingler. Ariachiba bringing out some hacks. Blood Moon Ursaluna swapped away from as Mabostiff brought in to tank that Terra Blast. A Flamethrower will deal 34% and Play Rough will be enough to kill Pyroar. Flarolyn on the board with her first kill. Play Rough will hit Machamp super effectively but not be enough to kill, and Dynamic Punch will finish off the Mabostiff. Lumineon comes in. This has been the MVP in several matches. Does get the burn on Machamp, so that's going to reduce its damage output. Lumineon confused now. It's going to still Scald through the confusion, taking Flarolyn's second KO. A bunch of Ariachiba's Pokemon are hurt, but an Ice Beam, an awkward choice, it will be resisted, and Agility will make sure Basculegion is faster. Shadow Ball kills Lumineon. That leaves everything up to Blood Moon Ursaluna, which terrestrializes to Fairy type. It's going to survive one move, lands a Moonblast. What comes out next for Blood Moon Ursaluna to face? It is Luxray. Supercell Slam with Ursaluna Blood Moon no longer being ground type because of terrestrialization is going to take the victory for Ariachiba. And the comeback is on. Ariachiba going to grand finals. Flarolyn has been eliminated in third place. Though Flarolyn's team did not take victory today, it had some strong performances throughout the tournament, defeating what I called the team to beat at that point in the tournament. Third place is a solid showing, especially with some underdog Pokemon like Kingler and Lumineon on the team, each of whom helped to carry in various matches of the tournament. The Zazzy Guzzlord was not able to bring Flarolyn to the ultimate victory, but I certainly smiled every time I got to say, Guzzlord! Congratulations on third place to Flarolyn. Ariachiba returned to not using Farigiraf in this match, and with 3 Pokemon still left at the end, seems to have a lot left in the tank to go to the Grand Finals of the Pokémon Scramble, pitting the undefeated Kallisti against the comeback story of Ariachiba. Kallisti's Pokemon: Wigglytuff, Mega Sceptile, Arceus, Noivern, Haxorus, and Grimmsnarl will face Ariachiba's team: Machamp, Ho-Oh, Luxray, Pyroar, Farigiraf, and Basculegion Female. Kallisti has never lost a matchup, and so, as the undefeated team, will need to be beaten twice in a row in order for Ariachiba to claim victory. Kallisti only needs that single win to clinch things here. Will this, our 60-second match of the Pokémon Scramble, be the end of things? Or will Ariachiba force a bracket reset and face Kallisti a second time to claim victory? Kallisti's team has proven it is more than just Arceus and Mega Sceptile, as the other Pokemon on their team have contributed to victories, particularly against Flarolyn, with Haxorus and Noivern making much of the difference. Ariachiba's team is definitely much more than just a Ho-Oh and surrounding cast, but that Regenerator has proven very effective for keeping Ariachiba's strongest Pokemon healthy as she swaps it in and out to create better matchups. For once, the fire typing won't be the end-all be-all of a matchup, as neither team has much that is weak to fire, unless Sceptile swaps in on a fire move before it can use its Mega Evolution. The 2.5 dragons on Kallisti's team may need to fear Dazzling Gleam from Farigiraf, and Dynamic Punches from Machamp will always be concerning. Will Kallisti end the tournament here, or will Ariachiba put things on even footing and force a 63rd match? The Grand Finals of the Pokémon Scramble start now! Ariachiba sends out Ho-Oh and Kallisti sends out Arceus. Arceus going to bulk up as Ho-Oh throws down a Sacred Fire. Extreme Speed will take 67% off Ho-Oh as another Sacred Fire brings Arceus down to 47%. Ho-Oh is down, no Regenerator today, and Arceus going to bulk up again, but that will give Machamp an opportunity to use Dynamic Punch. That's going to confuse the Arceus. It will manage to land in Extreme Speed nonetheless, killing Machamp. Kallisti up 2-0, but Arceus hurts itself in its confusion. Luxray not needing to hurt itself with Superpower. Luxray burned, but it will get out of the battlefield. Haxorus going to use Earthquake, and that is going to kill Pyroar. Kallisti up 3-1, swaps to Grimmsnarl in front of an Ice Beam. No freeze. Grimmsnarl heals with leftovers as Basculegion uses Agility. Spirit Break is going to reduce Basculegion's special attack. That's going to be problematic. So Ariachiba goes to Farigiraf. Farigiraf going to take a Spirit Break very effectively, but special attack reduction is not something it wants either, so it's going to use a Nasty Plot, boosting its special attack. Now back to normal special attack. It will eat a Citrus Berry. Will it actually stay in? It will. Super effective Dazzling Gleam. A Spirit Break will hit Farigiraf again, but thanks to Kudchu, Farigiraf will get a second Citrus Berry. Not quite as good as Harvest, but it does still work. Spirit Break brings Farigiraf down to the red. Its special attack now cut in half, going to continue to Dazzling Gleam, perhaps fishing for a crit, but Grimmsnarl going to finish it off with another Spirit Break. Luxray in, eats a Sucker Punch as Grimmsnarl pretty sure it was going to die. It does. Luxray's attack and defense are reduced thanks to Superpower. Haxorus now in. First Impression is going to be a priority move, killing Luxray, bringing Ariachiba down to Basculegion. Devastating will finish the tournament, and Kallisti keeping 4 Pokémon alive, will never be defeated in the Pokémon Scramble and will reign supreme. Ariachiba just was not able to get things going, lost Ho-Oh without using Regenerator a single time, lost Pyroar to a single Earthquake on a swap-in, and was only able to defeat 2. Ariachiba was able to compete with the best, but wasn't able to defeat Kallisti, who has proven to be the best in the Pokémon Scramble. 2 Fairy types, 2.5 Dragon types, and Pokémon God proved to be enough. Ariachiba will be your runner-up, but congratulations to Kallisti! A great tournament from start to finish. We had some incredible matches, some surprising results, a full comeback story from the loss in the first round all the way to grand finals. Teams with no legendary Pokemon making it to top 8 and top 6. Teams that I predicted to be tournament contenders being eliminated without a victory or in the middle of the tournament, and ultimately a devastating Drake standing tall at the end of it all. The team that achieved the victory came from these 6 words: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Well, a victory in the Pokémon Scramble may be the stupidest game and the stupidest prize of all, so it seems like Kallisti's prophetic words did indeed come true. Thank you everyone who participated in the Pokémon Scramble by submitting 6 words. I was very happy to be able to create an environment where you didn't need a ton of Pokémon knowledge in order to still have competitive teams. This has been another bot tournament run by Wrench. And thank you all for mixing it up here in the Pokémon Scramble!